and gentlemen, welcome to yet another exciting, titillating, oh yeah, orgasmic edition of Radical Rockin' Record Reviews. And I am Wild Ride bassist Mick Watkins, otherwise known as Dick Twatkins. And we're back, guys. We're back, finally back, with a brand new episode, baby. So yeah, today, me and my son Grayson, we went out, dude, because here in town, here in Louisville, Kentucky, today we had two really cool things going on, dude. About once a year, they have like this record show, this record expo at this brewery here in town. Super cool fucking place, man. Super cool, chill place. They have like pizza. The pizza smelled and looked amazing, but I didn't eat any. And they also, it's a brewery, so they have like beer. They got a full bar, and they got pizza. So I definitely need to check that aspect of it out. But anyway, once a year around this time, they have like a cool, like a record expo and a record show. So I was like, Grayson, get in the McMobile, and we're gonna cruise on down to 1020 Brewery and check out and see if we can find some cool CDs, some cool records, some cool cassettes, some 8-tracks, some posters, whatever tickles your fancy. All that stuff tickles my fancy, of course. And I was like, dude, let's give it a shot. I missed last year's, but I went the previous year in 23, found some excellent stuff. So I had a good feeling about this. So yeah, we went, and then also after that, we went to the flea market that's here in town. So you got a record expo at 1020 Brewery, the flea market at the fairgrounds, baby, at the fairgrounds. So yeah, and dude, let's just say that I scored some killer stuff, some killer shit, dude. I got great deals on all this stuff. That's why I splurged. That's why I splooged. Because I found some killer deals. First, let's get into the cassette portion of this, okay, dude? I'd say over the last year, man, I've really been getting into collecting cassettes. You know, it's they're nostalgia for me. You know, because as a kid of the 80s and 90s, dude, cassette was the first format that I really listened to music on. It was the first format, the first medium that I was exposed to as a child through my dad, Beartooth, Terrible Terry Lee. So yeah, I've been collecting cassettes, and I don't listen to them. I have a cassette deck that I recently got from an awesome gentleman named Dennis, my son's stepdad. Dennis gave me a fucking badass cassette deck, but because I don't have any room here in the current Castle Twatkins, I haven't hooked it up yet. But whenever I move eventually, get a bigger house and have more room for all this shit, then I'm gonna hook it up and I might rock out some cassettes. But normally just cassettes for me are just kind of like a cool keepsake, something to display, something just to kind of cherish the music and the artwork and the artist and the albums that I love. But hey, yeah, let's check out the cassettes I got. I got super good deals. Lots of times I scour eBay, dude, for cool fucking cassettes. And honestly, everything I scored today, cassette-wise, I got a super good deal on. And, about half the price of what I would pay on eBay. Got some cool shit. So let's check it out. First, this was scored this stuff at the 1020 Brewery. So check this out. What was this, 1976? Judas Priest, Sin After Sin cassette. Love this album. Sinner! Desegregation! Sinner! Diamonds and a rust. Starbreaker, one of my favorite Judas Priest songs. Last rose of summer, a token of my yielding love. Sorry, I won't sing the whole episode, but if you know me, dude, everybody knows I love Judas Priest. Call for the Priest, Raw Deal, Here Come the Tears. Probably the darkest, most depressing Judas Priest song, in my opinion. You can just hear the emotion at the end when Halford's, I want somebody to love. He's screaming, and Dude, sounds like Rob Halford's almost brought to tears. Dissident Aggressor, so yeah. Dude, perfect condition, man. I don't know if the play is good, but like I said, I don't really give a shit. But yeah, Judas Priest, Sin After Sin, scored that. Rat, 1986, 10 years later. Rat, Dancing Undercover. I personally find this album very underrated. I love it. This is I find this to be like Rat's kind of darkest, most sleazy album. It's got some very cool dance. One good lover, made for each other. Cool riff. Drive Me Crazy, Slip of the Lip. I like the way you move your hips. Loose lips, sink ships. The way you move, you don't miss. Oh, it's bad. One of my favorite Rat songs of all time, Body Talk. Fucking great. Looking for Love, 7th Avenue. It doesn't matter about the clothes you wear. It doesn't matter if they stare. Killer stuff. Take a Chance, Enough is Enough, produced by Beau Hill. Excellent album. So underrated. A lot of times, of course, my favorite Rat album is Out of the Cellar, which if you didn't know, maybe about a month ago, I guested on the Rock and Metal Combat podcast with Dr. Fuck, Ralph Vieira, and Wadzilla Ian Wadley, and we did a discussion and a review about Rat Out of the Cellar, and it's one of my favorite albums of all time. So check that out, man. If you've been wanting your Dick Twatkins fix, it was like a 4-hour episode. It was fucking intense. And I got really drunk. It was cool. But yeah, such a great album. A lot of times, like I was saying, Out of the Cellar is definitely my favorite Rat album. But sometimes, and my second favorite is usually Invasion of Your Privacy. But a lot of times, man, Dancing Undercover kind of battles for that second place. So I don't know. Might have to do an updated Rat album ranking eventually. Got this from 1994. Motley Crue, the John Corabi album. Dude, a lot of people, I know when this album came out, dude, I remember seeing this at the record store here in Louisville. There was an old record store back in the day called NRM Records. It's in the Dixie Manor Shopping Center. And dude, this album, I remember going in there, and right when you walked in, there was like the cutout bin. And dude, I remember seeing this, and this was pretty new at the time. It was just like fucking like probably 12 copies, CD copies of this, already in the cutout bin, dude. It's like they couldn't move this thing for nothing, dude. I love this album. It's probably, honestly, my least favorite. No, it's not my least favorite. Dr. Feelgood is probably my least favorite Motley Crue album. But, I mean, I love this album. It's heavy. It's fucking dirty. It's fucking grungy. It's dark. It's groovy. It's got fucking shit ton of groove. Tommy Lee and Nikki Sixx jamming it. Yeah, but, I mean, but it's not really, it doesn't have that. It's got the Motley Crue vibe, but it's not the uplifting kind of party, have fun, get crazy, rock out Motley Crue kind of vibe. It's a little bit different, but I'm preaching to the choir. You guys know this album, but yeah, I thought that was a cool pickup. And I've always preferred the yellow variant cover because they had this in red and yellow. I've always just preferred the yellow version, so glad I got that. The debut album from Cheap Trick from 1977. Awesome album. Top 5 favorite Cheap Trick album of mine. This is Cheap Trick at their most darkest, probably their heaviest. Which I know Cheap Trick's not really. They've always kind of had like a dark, sinister, macabre vibe about them lyrically and kind of the vibe, especially early on. But Cheap Trick's never been known as be a heavy band, but this album is pretty heavy. This is the only time they really sounded like this, and you could compare the sound of this album definitely to early Alice Cooper, like Love It to Death, Killer, School's Out kinda. And you can kind of compare this album in ways to early Blue Oyster Cult too. I kind of put them in that, on this album only really. You know, you got early Alice, early BOC, early Cheap Trick, they're very similar. It's got Hot Love, Speak Now, or Forever Hold Your Peace. Hello Kitties. Yeah, the track list is all fucked up on this. Daddy Should Have Stayed in High School. Pervy, Gross Anthem. Great song though. Taxman, Mr. Thief, Cry Cry. My favorite song on this album is Oh Candy. Oh Candy, why did you do it? You should call me on the telephone. Cheap Trick. Fucking love that album, dude. Killer score. This was a really good score. I know my rock and roll brother from another mother, the Italian stallion Eddie Canistracci. or as how he used to say back in his earlier videos on YouTube, Edwin Canis Stracy, I think that's what he said. But either way, I love you, Eddie. But yeah, check that out, dude. This is strictly for Eddie Canis Stracy, who I was also on about a week and a half ago. I guested on Al Horta, his podcast called Be Cool or Be Cast Out, where we picked our top favorite producers, and I picked, mine was Bob Ezrin, he got Martin Birch, and so yeah, check that out too. Great episode, dude. We went through and ranked our top 10 favorite albums from our favorite producer. It was cool, and I know Eddie loves Dokken, but check that out. That's the cool cassette version. It has like the Creature of the Black Lagoon monster hands instead of it coming out of the water like on the CD and vinyl version. It's got this kind of this variant cover. I kind of like this cover better. I think it's pretty fucking rad. Pretty cool. Yeah, Without Warning. Tooth and Nail. Straight to the top. Tooth and Nail. Just gotta look it. One of my favorite songs. You got a heartless heart. Don't close your eyes when heaven comes down. Into the fire. I'm falling. I'm a little sick. My voice a little raspy. Bullets of Spear. Alone Again. Turn on the action. 1984, boy. The best Dokken album, easily. See, I got that. Got a great deal on these fucking tapes, man. Of course, the stoner doom metal classic from one of the greatest bands of all time, the fathers of heavy metal. Black Sabbath, I picked up Master Reality. Lately, over the last couple months or so, I've been on a huge Black Sabbath kick, which I've always loved Black Sabbath since I was a kid. But yeah, I've been on a huge Black Sabbath kick, man. Sweet Leaf, Children of the Grave. Check out my band Wild Ride. We did a killer cover version of Children of the Grave a couple years ago. We got an official lyric video out for that, and there's tons of live footage of us doing it as well, because it's normally part of our show. But yeah, Embryo, Orchid, Lord of this World, Solitude, Into the Void, After Forever. Fucking excellent album. Black Sabbath, Children, or Master Reality. Awesome stuff. And this was a hell of a score. I've never seen this. Back when I was a teenager, dude. Teenage Mick and all my friends, you know, we would party and fucking hang out. High school years, we'd party like madmen all the time, every weekend. That's what we lived for. We'd crank up fucking metal and excuse me, do a bunch of things you shouldn't do, but maybe you should do. I don't know. No, but this album back then in 2001, 2002, it was always being played in somebody's car, always being played at the stereo at my house with the black light on, and you know, the cool effects and getting the feeling going on, if you know what I mean. Yeah, Ozzy Osbourne, Down to Earth, big album during my high school years that we all kind of loved. And Dreamer was a huge hit. It was all over MTV. Very cool. Gets me through. Facing Hell. No Easy Way Out. Really good, underrated Ozzy album, man. First time I seen Ozzy live was on this tour at Ozfest 2003, and I think they did a couple songs off this album. So yeah, I was really shocked to see this. And usually, like, cassettes that you find from the 90s and on, eventually when cassettes started getting phased out, kind of in like the early 2000s, kind of around this time, usually those tapes are pretty expensive. This was not. I got it for like $8, dude. I saw that and fucking snagged it. Pretty cool. Ozzy Osbourne, Down to Earth from 2001. Excellent. 16-year-old Mick rocking and raging back then. Good times, man. Good times. Then I picked up some CDs. That's the extent of the cassette selection that I got at 1020 Brewery's Record Expo. That now, here lately, dude, over like the past month or so, maybe 2 months, I've been kind of nostalgic lately. Having these nostalgic vibes and feelings, and I've really been kind of going back and listening to music that my dad really got me into. You know, back about 20 years ago. Remember 2002, 2003, 4, 5, in that era, dude, my dad was turning me on to a lot of cool shit. And these cats, I'm going to show you, I picked up 2 of their CDs. I've been wanting to get these, dude, but I've been finding them on eBay. And they're really expensive, and I didn't want to pay that. Today I found them. Got a super good deal on them. I couldn't pass them up. Yeah, my dad turned me onto these cats back then. My Captain Beyond, dude. Fucking Captain Beyond. I got this. I've really been getting back into my dad's era of music. You know, my dad was born in '53, so in '73, in the early '70s, dude, he was like in his late teens, early 20s, fucking killing it. Going to see Kiss at Beggar's Banquet here in Louisville and all kinds of shit. Yeah, Beartooth was killing it, dude. And this album came out in '72, so yeah, my dad was 19, and he was all over this, dude. And dancing madly backwards. Actually, this album's what's playing in the background on my stereo. So yeah, check out some Captain Beyond, dude. It's fucking early '70s hard rock, heavy metal, with some psychedelic, some trippiness in there. Very fucking good release, dude. I've been missing my dad, because sadly my dad passed away in 2013, so he's been gone now 12 years. And you know, a lot of times when I listen to this, or I'll listen to Uriah Heep or Deep Purple or Rainbow or something, you know, the shit my dad really liked that turned me on to Sabbath, you know, Blue Oyster Cult a little bit too. You know, it just kind of makes me feel like a connection to my dad. I've just been in this cool stonery kind of doomy early '70s hippy dippy kind of vibe lately. I don't know, it's kind of cool. But yeah, Captain Beyond, I haven't listened to this fucking 20 years, dude. So right now is the first time I've heard this in a long time, and I will definitely be digging on some Captain Beyond. I know the lead singer of this band, wasn't he like the original lead? What's his name? Rod Evans? Is that his name? Rod Evans, if I'm not mistaken. Wasn't he like the original lead singer of Deep Purple? Excuse me. The original lead singer of Deep Purple? I don't know. But yeah, I got this. That's cranking on the stereo. Then I got this album. I remember my dad really liked this one. And Captain Beyond's second album from '73, Sufficiently Breathless. I remember back in the day, back then, 20 years ago or so, my dad picked both these up on CD at a local record store called Ecstasy back then. And sadly closed 14 years ago, I think. And man, he was like, Mick, have you ever listened to Captain Beyond? Riding around his truck. And I'm like, no, but it sounds awesome. The artwork's killer. It's totally something that I would love. We used to fucking listen to this and take little 420 breaks, you know, and shit. And I remember my dad back in the day when I was a kid, teenager, he had this awesome fucking stereo setup, dude. It makes mine look miniature. And his fucking speakers were PVPA speakers, Black Widows. And he had those hooked up to his fucking stereo. I still have my dad's original JVC CD player. And yeah, he would crank it up. It was so fucking loud. And I can't remember what song it is, but there is a song on this album that's got an intro where it's like in slow, it's slowed down. It's and my dad, he's like, you know what? We're gonna find out what they're saying. So I remember he had some kind of program. He put like a blank cassette tape in his TI tape player, his tape deck, and we recorded that. But he sped up the recording speed on the tape player, I think, and we played it back. And the guy just says, "I'm really stoned right now." He says something about being stoned, and it was really fucking funny, because back then in '73, people were probably thinking this shit was satanic and everything else. And dude, they're just sitting around in the fucking studio, smoking and toking and having a good time. So definitely can't wait to crank into this. So this is cool. Got both the Captain Beyonds. Like I said, I've been feeling nostalgic for my dad. Been listening to a lot of his era of music. And I've always been a casual fan of Deep Purple. Back when I was young as a kid, my dad used to play the shit out of Deep Purple, Machine Head, Deep Purple Burn. The album that I really liked listening to with him when I was a kid was the Deepest Shades of Purple, the greatest hits with the purple smoke and the guitar, Richie Blackmore's Stratocaster with the smoke around it. I love that album. I need to pick that up again, actually. Greatest hits. We used to listen to that all the time. And so lately I've really been getting into Deep Purple, man. I bought Machine Head and Rock a little bit ago. And those are the only albums I have right now. And then I seen this today for a great price. It's kind of hard to find. Deep Purple, Who Do We Think We Are on CD. It's got one of my favorite Deep Purple songs, A Woman from Tokyo, Super Trooper, Smooth Dancer. Honestly, 7 tracks. I really don't know a lot about this album, so this was one that I don't think we listened. He didn't have this back in the day. I just remember listening to Burn, Deepest Shades of Purple, In Rock, Stormbringer, Come Taste the Band with Tommy Bolin, David Coverdale. Yeah, I remember he had those albums, but not really this one. This was the final album of Mach 2. Yeah, Mach 2 back in the 70s. So yeah, I can't wait to dig into this, dude. I've been really fucking getting into some Deep Purple, and I know that'll please my buddy Travis Piranha. He's a buddy of mine, and Deep Purple's one of his favorite bands. So like Travis Piranha, I'll definitely be checking out some Deep Purple, brother. So yeah, got that. Then on vinyl, picked this up for $20, dude. A clean fucking copy, dude. Pristine copy from Kevin's Records. He had a booth. Awesome dude here in town. Always has a killer selection of vinyl. Dude, the fucking classic. Kind of getting in tune with my dad's fucking music. Rainbow Rising, dude. I've been really on it over the last couple months, man. I've been really on a big Richie Blackmore kick, dude. I've been getting into a lot of Rainbow. I got all the Dio studio albums, On Stage live album. Recently, I got it from my buddy Rick Crumb, another buddy here that loves rock and metal. Got the CD, Difficult to Cure, and I'd never heard that album with Joe Lynn Turner, and got that a couple weeks ago, and I've been spinning that a lot. Yeah, fucking great stuff. I love Rainbow. I think I'm starting to realize, finally, that I love Richie Blackmore. He's fucking amazing. I love his guitar style. But really, I prefer Richie Blackmore with Dio over all the Rainbow and all the Deep Purple. This is my shit right here. Love this album. Stargazer, A Light in the Black, Run with the Wolf. Excellent stuff. The fucking sleeve is pristine. The record, I don't feel like, yeah, I'll take it out. Fuck, rip the bag. That's what she said. Look, for a fucking 49-year-old album, look at that. Fucking clean, dude. Very thin, but I bet it'll sound amazing. Oh, did you see that? Almost committed the blasphemous sin of dropping my record. So yeah, got that Rainbow Rising. That's badass. So then we left there. Killer good time, me and Grayson. Grayson actually bought a CD. Grayson, he's a huge Cheap Trick fan. Cheap Trick's like one of his favorite bands. And he really loves like the modern era of Cheap Trick, because that's his era of Cheap Trick. Starting with Bang Zoom Crazy Hello. And he's got all of their studio albums in his CD collection. But he didn't have We're All Alright, so he bought that. I think he's in his room right now actually jamming to it. Lolita, and Been a Long Time Coming, all kinds of cool shit. Falling Down's a great song. So yeah, Grayson got Cheap Trick, We're All Alright. Now I think he needs Christmas. He likes listening to that album. So anyway, we left 1020 Brewery. Then we went to the flea market. And I picked this up. Dude, one of the greatest albums of all time. My favorite Alice in Chains album, fucking Facelift. Actually, it's kind of cool. I've been jamming to a lot of Alice in Chains and Jerry Cantrell's solo stuff. Last Sunday, me and my new lady, since I've been gone, I got a new girlfriend named Bella Lugosi. We went to Mercury Ballroom here in Louisville. We seen Jerry Cantrell live on the I Want Blood tour. It's fucking fantastic. Sold out Mercury Ballroom, and we seen Filter. Filter kicked ass too. They were badass. But yeah, I got Facelift on cassette. I've always wanted this. It's got my favorite Alice in Chains song, Sea of Sorrow, on it. Fucking We Die Young, Man in the Box, Bleed the Freak, I Can Remember, Love, Hate, Love. I love Sunshine's cool. Put you down, I put you down. This is awesome because Facelift has still got a lot of vibe, kind of. A lot of Facelift kind of reminds me of kind of Motley Crue, kind of. Almost like Dr. Feelgood era Motley. It's very groovy and powerful like that album, but obviously a little darker. Kind of like, almost like Dr. Feelgood, Motley Crue kind of vibes, but mixed with Sabbath. And then their kind of own alternative influences and grungy influences, even though I really don't think Alice in Chains is a grunge band. But yeah, love Facelift. Picked that up at the flea market. Wasp, Live in the Raw. Excellent fucking live album from the Electric Circus tour with my boy Johnny Rod on it, who recently come to find out that Johnny Rod is like a sex offender or something. But I mean, obviously I don't support that. That's fucking disgusting and pitiful. But during his time of Wasp, Johnny Rod was a badass, dude. And what he's doing now, that's on him. And it's fucking sucky, and I hate it. Broke my fucking heart. But we're gonna talk about Wasp and music, not that kind of stuff. Yuck. All right, so yeah, 9-5 Nasty, Blind in Texas, Screaming So You Like It from Ghoulies 2. Fucking love it. And lately, Chris Holmes came out and said that this album is not really a live album. It was redone in the studio. Well, no fucking shit, dude. It does not sound live at all. It sounds like they just cut it. They ran through it in the studio and recorded live. I was not concerned about it because, like Ralph Vieira and Dr. Fuck says, all his favorite live albums are fake live albums, and mine are too. Kiss Alive, Judas Priest Unleashed in the East, two of my favorite albums of all time. I could give a shit less if they were touched up in the studio. I don't care. But yeah, I got Wasp live in the Raw. Fucking love it. It's cool. Probably from my favorite era of the band with Johnny Rod and the Electric Circus era. Cool stuff. Got this. I'm almost done with the cassette discography of this band. My favorite band of all time, fucking Kiss. Got the first Kiss album. It's badass, dude. This album just celebrated 51 years of release the other day, and I cranked it up at the gym when I went to Planet Fitness. And yeah, fucking, I mean, it's basically like a greatest hits album, man. It's basically like a greatest hits. It's Strutter, Firehouse. My favorite song on this album, one of my favorite Kiss songs of all time. Wild Ride does a cover. Cold Gin, fucking love it. Let Me Know, Kissin' Time. Nothing to Lose, Deuce, Love Thing from Kiss. It was better when it was Acrobat. 100,000 Years, Black Diamond. One of the best Kiss albums. Fucking Raw, Streets of New York, Black and Silver Kiss. Kind of Kiss when they, in my opinion, when they were kind of more like villains as opposed to being superheroes. I think the first three albums in Alive, they were kind of more like villains, like they were fighting the good guy. Then on Destroyer, they're like reborn. They're coming out of the fire and brimstone like a comic book, and they're like reborn into superheroes and shit. Superheroes that sing about banging chicks in ladies' bathrooms and plaster cast of penises and stuff. Fucking love Kiss. They're awesome. Yeah, I got that. And then here's one. This is one that's hard to find. 1998. Biggest fucking what the fuck moment in history. Psycho Suckass on Psycho Circus on cassette tape, as I call it, Psycho Suckass. Speaking of Psycho Suckass, I picked it up. I was like, ooh, this is gross. You like look at the cassette. Look, it looks like it got poop on it. Like somebody had like a diarrhea spill, like a poop spill, like Tommy Blitz would say. Look, it's got a fucking poop spill on it, dude. This album's not really that great. Psycho Circus kicks ass. Within kicks ass. I Pledge Allegiance to the State of Rock and Roll kicks ass. Into the Void kicks ass. We Are One kicks ass. I'm with Dr. Fuck Ralph Vieira on that. I love it. One of my favorite tracks on the album. And then once you get to side two, you want the best, you got the best is embarrassing. Killer solo from Ace though. Raise Your Glass says, Finally Found My Way to You. The worst Kiss song ever fucking recorded, in my opinion. Dreamin', Alice Cooper 18 ripoff, it's okay. Dream of 1,000 Years is pretty good. It sounds like it should have been on The Elder. So yeah, fucking poop spill, Psycho Suckass. And that was my haul today, man, from the Record Expo, 1020 Brewery here in Louisville, Kentucky. And I went to the flea market as well. Me and my son Grayson, we had a good time. Cruised around the McMobile. I told him to choose an album for us to listen to, and he chose Ghost Right Here, Right Now live album that was released last year. Fucking love it, dude. So good. Me and him are actually going to see Ghost in concert here in Louisville at the Yum Center July 25th. He's psyched. So far, he's seen Alice Cooper, and then I took him to see Cheap Trick and Heart last year. And Ghost is his band. Ghost is his favorite band. And he's really psyched to see Ghost. So yeah. But that's it, guys. First video in a long time. I want to thank you guys for sticking around. And I know I've been having an outcry of a lot of people hit me up on Facebook, Instagram, and on here saying, man, Mick, where are you at? Are you still alive? We want new episodes of Radical Rock and Record Reviews. And I'm slowly but surely coming back. I'm slowly getting there. You know, it is what it is. Life gets busy and other things take precedence. But hopefully I'll be back with another new episode. Until then, sink your teeth and your fangs and your paws into this. Check out my score, and if you've had any new pickups or scores, write it down in the comment section down below. Down below. Oh yeah! Oh, down below, and let me know what you've been jamming to, and what you've been fucking listening to, and what you've been picking up. Tell me. I want to hear it all. I want to hear it all. So guys, thank you for tuning in. I'll see you soon, hopefully. See you later, guys. Cool. That was fucking fun.